service means work, not like the Kurmi. Kurmi or anyone is working with some taste. Just like the example is given here, a householder is working day and night. Unless he has got some taste, suppose one has got wife and children, so to maintain them, he has to work very hard. But there is some pleasure in serving the wife and children. This is crude example. Similarly, bhakti means service with some taste. Sadhu sadhu pade pade. In the Srimad Bhagavatam, it is said, sadhu sadhu pade pade. The more you serve, the more you relish taste. Without relishing taste, nobody can render devotional service. It is practical. Sadhu sadhu pade pade. In every step, just like Rupa Goswami, he was minister in the government of Nawab Hussain Shah. So, materially, he was getting honor, money, and therefore he was attached. This is also a crude example. So he resigned from the government post and he joined Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. So unless he tasted something better, how could he give up his government service? There must be some taste. So that is being explained. Go on.
That force which drives the philanthropist, the householder, and the nationalist is called rasa, or a kind of mellow, or relationship whose taste is very sweet. Bhakti rasa is a mellow different from the ordinary rasa enjoyed by mundane workers. Mundane workers labor very hard day and night in order to relish a certain kind of rasa which is understood as sense gratification. The relish or taste of the mundane rasa does not long endure, and therefore mundane workers are always apt to change their position of enjoyment. A businessman is not satisfied by working the whole week, therefore, wanting a change for the weekend, he goes to a place where he tries to forget his business activity. Then, after the weekend is spent in forgetfulness, he again changes his position and resumes his actual business activities. Material engagement means accepting a particular status for some time and then changing it. This position of changing back and forth is technically known as bhoga-tyaga, which means a position of alternating sense enjoyment and renunciation.
The material world, because everything is temporary. So, sometimes when we are fed up with material activities, we stop to do it and become a renouncer. Bhoga-tyaga. Grapes are sour. You know the story. A jackal entered into a vine orchard and it was very high. He began to jump to get the grapes, but when he failed, he said, "Oh, these grapes are sour." It is, the Kurmis are like that they work very hard, but they cannot relish any permanent happiness. That is not possible. Therefore, they give up. Brahma Sattva Jagan Mithya. They give up this worldly activity as called Jagan Mithya. But they do not relish anything. Actually, they do not relish what is Brahma Sukh. Therefore, again they fall down. Many, the Jnani sannyasis, they give up this world as Jagat Mithya. This world is false. They take sannyas. Then after working for some time, they again take to political activities, philanthropy activities. They see that the people are suffering for want of education, for want of food. So let me engage in providing food, shelter, education. But this education, food problem is there in the material world. The Mayavadi sannyasis, if they think that this world is false, why he is agitated by the sufferings of the Lord. It is false. The thing is that in the spiritual field, because they have no engagement, advanced engagement, so this so-called sannyasi, Brahma Sattva, Jagan Mithya, and in the Srimad Bhagavatam, Arujya Kritchena Parang Padam Tato Patanti Adha. Brahma Sattva Jagan Mithya. Jagat is not Mithya. To the Vaishnava, to the devotee, we cannot accept that this Jagat, this world, is false. No. How it can be false? Suppose you enter in a very beautiful garden, very nicely trimmed, so many nice flowers, buildings, everything is there nice. The proprietor of the garden takes you to show you, and if you say, oh, it is all mithya, then how much depressed he becomes. Let's see. I brought this friend to show the beauty of this garden, and he says it is mithya. Similarly, we don't want to depress Krishna. That is not our business. Krishna has created this nice world. Everything is very nice. The sun is rising just in exact time. It is setting in exact time. The moon is rising. The seasons are changing. And we are getting nice food, nice fruit, nice flower. So, we are not so depressing agent. We don't discourage Krishna. Why? Krishna has created this nice world. How can I say it is mithya? It is the byproduct of Krishna's energy. So Krishna's energy cannot be false. It is eternal. Krishna is eternal. Krishna says in the Bhagavad Gita that this material world, Bhumi Rapo, Anala Vayu, Khang, Buddhi Manorival, Bhinna me Prakriti Astadha. These are 8 kinds of separated energy. So Krishna's energy, Krishna is truth. So Krishna's energy is also truth. Because from truth, false cannot come. If Krishna is truth, this energy is also truth. But it is not false. Therefore we do not accept this Mayavadi theory that the world is false, Jagan Mithya. We say that Brahma is Sattva and this world is also Sattva. The difference is that a devotee relishes a particular type of mellow rasa in this material world. But those who are not devotees, they do not feel any relish from this material world. They feel for some time, but when it becomes stale in their taste, they say it is false. Just like the same example, the jackal first of all tried to get the grape jumping, but when it was a failure, he says, oh, the grapes are sour. I don't require. So, except devotee, the non-devotee, the karmis, gyanis, yogis, they actually do not relish the sweetness of the creation of Krishna. Therefore, Bhagavat says, Jennera bindakha vimukta manin. So, persons who are thinking that they have become liberated by their own ways, Jennera bindyakha vimukta manina toi astabhava avisuddha buddhaya. Actually, they are not tested. They are absolute truth. Therefore, their intelligence is not yet purified. Avisuddha Buddha. Anyone who has not reached to the point of surrendering to Krishna, it is to be understood that his intelligence is still incomplete. In the Bhagavad Gita it is said, Bahunam janmanam ante jnanavan mang prapadat. Actually, one who is wise, actually, not falsely. Then, after many births of struggling, in Karma Jnana Yoga, he surrenders to Krishna. When he actually becomes wise. Jnanava. And there is a Bengali verse, Krishna ji bhaje se varo chatur. Unless one is very wise and intelligent, he cannot become a devotee of Krishna. The first class, intelligent class, he surrenders to Krishna. Just like Arjuna. Arjuna, after understanding Bhagavad Gita, he replied to Krishna, Karishye vachanam tam. Yes, I'll do. In the beginning, he was posing himself as a very nice man, renounced. My dear Krishna, the other side is my brother, my grandfather, my teacher, Dronacharya, my nephews, my son-in-laws, all my relatives, so I do not wish to fight. Let them enjoy. That was Arjuna's decision in the beginning, and thus Bhagavad Gita was taught to him. But after teaching Bhagavad Gita to Arjuna, Krishna inquired from him, now, what is your position? Your illusion is over or not? What you have decided to do now? He said, yes, my illusion is over. Karishye vachanam tam. What you are saying, I shall have. This is Bhagavad Gita. Understand? Sarva dharman parityajya mamekam shरणं.
Tava kripa hale mor katha shuddha habe shuniha sabara shoka dukkha je guchi bhe nachao prabhu nachao se mate ah